Creeping Flash comes down, doesn't get enough work done, and Hybrid, he gets the shield. Oh my god, this is so close. Canyon's desperate, the Umbral Trespass underneath the turret. He picks up one kill, picks up two.
Welcome to the weekly Riff Review. I'm Frankie Ward, and no, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. Kayn really is back in the meta. But before we jump into Kayn's comeback, don't forget to follow LoL Esports on Twitter. Okay, so returning from the Lunar New Year break, Damwon Kia jungler Canyon busted out his Kayn against KT Rolster. A few days later, KT played it themselves, earning a win against Fnatic Brion with the Shadow Reaper. But the pick's not unique to just the LCK. Kayn's been popping up across the globe these past couple of weeks, with Dignitas' Dardoch and Mad Lion's Elioya playing it in the LCS and LEC.
Oh, he's so easy for him to dive here. Umbral Trespass comes out, he's inside of you, and now you're gone!
But before you start spamming Kayn in solo queue, I must warn you that his resurgence isn't like Udyr, where teams are first picking him. As Canyon explained on Wednesday, Kayn, specifically Shadow Kayn, is primarily a counter to Lilia.
Recently, the jungle champions that clears the camp fast are the best champions, and also Kayn can also ignore Lilia's ultimate, so I think Kayn isn't a better matchup up against Lilia.
Counter or not, How Life Esports made sure Canyon couldn't play the Kayn in their match a few days later. Unfortunately for them, Damwon responded by busting out the even rarer and more annoying Heimerdinger support.
And he's actually in a great spot, as Beryl, we'll see how this one goes for you. They're just trying to burst him down, but the super turret getting so much, it's going to kill Deft. And now Vista in the front line, not perfect this time around.
Fnatic entered week 5 of the LEC with a ton of momentum off their 4-game win streak, just one game behind first place. So, ahead of their match against the one-win Vitality, Shox gave us an impassioned monologue on why we should feel hyped for Fnatic as the team entered their playoff push.
But in my opinion, Fnatic are on the right path. Unless, of course, you believe in jinxing them through a monologue. In that case, you're a doofus and I can't help you.
Yeah, about that jinx.
Has now come Vitality, disrupting Fnatic's 4-game winning streak and taking only their second win.
The Shox monologue struck again, proving just how OP it is versus Fnatic. But hey, at least Shox earned an honorary pop vote after the game.
I need to interrupt you. Kia player of the game, Shocks at LEC on Twitter.
Jokes aside, Vitality showed up big in a key victory to keep their, albeit distant, playoff hopes alive. Vitality's jungler Skeens dominated the early game as Lilia, while top laner Shigenda took over the top lane as Aatrox, even finding a solo kill onto Bwipo. While Vitality's playoff push may look nearly impossible, may I remind you that this time last summer Schalke were 1-10, and I for one am waving my invisible Vitality flag in hopes of another miracle run. I think it's time we talk about Dignitas. Halfway into the LCS spring split, Dig are tied for second with their most recent win ending TSM's 6-game win streak.
Will not stand for long. What an awesome showing from Dignitas. Yes, they lost to Cloud9 yesterday, but they will restore the fans' faith today and take down TSM.
Dignitas have blown past everyone's expectations thus far, and they're doing it in style. Dardoch's on a mission to play every jungler in the game, playing 12 different champs in 2021 already, with his newest pick being Skarner.
Baron's down to 2K, Dardoch's trying to go in, Dardoch's in the pit, he got it! Dardoch with the 1v5, Baron stealing it.
Remember, Dignitas doesn't have a bunch of huge stars. Just last summer, Soligo and Fate God were grinding an academy, with folks wondering if they'd ever get another shot in the LCS. But paired with the veteran leadership of Dardoch and Aphromoo, Fate God, Soligo and new rookie AD carry Neo are proving they're a real threat. I wouldn't sleep on Dignitas if I were you, because come playoffs, they might just knock out your favourite team. With the LPL now back after a 2-week holiday, let's take a look at the global standings. Cloud9 grabbed sole possession of first place in the LCS standings, with TSM, 100 Thieves and Dignitas tied for second. Mad Lions move up to third in the LEC after beating XL and Fnatic last weekend. DRX also jumped up to third in the LCK, finding a big win versus T1 on Friday. And EDG will have their undefeated record put to the test when they face off against Invictus Gaming on Friday. Maple's come home! After 2 years in the LPL, Maple's returned to the PCS region, joining PSG Talon. You know, the team that took games off Rogue and JGG at Worlds. And Maple started his first season back in the PCS by beating reigning league champs Machi, which underwent a huge roster overhaul in the off-season. But arguably the biggest story of the weekend was neither PSG nor Machi. It was actually the league's newest team, Beyond Gaming.
And Beyond Gaming is going to take down PSG in the second day of PCS.
Beyond beat both J-Team and PSG, which is freaking amazing considering that most of this team previously played under AHQ's B team, two of which make up Beyond's K9 duo in Husky and Doggo, whose week 1 performance was just as good as their nicknames.
Carry alive, the chase in does come down, and they find a mission in the very far of the backline. That encore range.
I'm Frankie Ward, and this has been the Weekly Rift Review. Remember to throw us a follow on @LoL Esports on Twitter so you can stay up to date on all the news across the world of LoL Esports. I'm off to see if Shox writes monologues on commission.